welcome back to another What I Eat in a Week video. I hope you've been keeping so very well. This morning I wanted to try a new breakfast idea, which was this Green Goddess chickpea smash, which I had seen on Instagram, and it looked really good and right up my alley. So I've just blended together a vegan Greek yogurt with some lemon juice, some spinach, some herbs. I think I did parsley, dill, and basil, as well as some olive oil and some salt, and I've mixed it with some chickpeas, which I drained and rinsed from the can, and then I have put it on top of some toast, and it looks pretty good. I feel like if I like the taste of this, which honestly I'm probably going to, it might become a regular in the breakfast rotation. But yeah, this week I thought I'd bring you along and show you what I eat in a week as a vegan, and hopefully give you some new meal ideas to try out at home. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this for breakfast now, and I will catch up with you when it is time for lunch. For lunch, I decided to make my favorite salad at the moment, and I prepped this for my housemate and I started by cutting up some tofu and just frying it in a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. Then I cut up some red cabbage, added it into a bowl with some spinach and rocket, as well as some red capsicum and some carrot, and then I also added in some spring onion, as well as some cooked brown rice and the tofu and some raw cashews. Then I poured over this peanut butter sauce that I made, and I tossed this all together. You may have seen me make this in a recent video because it's like my favorite salad at the moment. I love making it like as a meal prep. I also enjoy making it for lunch or dinner. It takes like 15 to 20 minutes and it's just super fresh and delish. Then as a little afternoon snack, I had one of these chocolate bars, which these are my favorite chocolates of all time. This is an almond caramel crunch one. It was super delish. You know, I love an afternoon sweetie treaty, so that was delish. And then when it came to making dinner, I decided to make a creamy pasta. I started with some vegan butter and some cashew milk, and then added in some nutritional yeast, as well as some veggie stock powder. And then I also grated in some vegan cheese, because I found this vegan cheese that's like super meltable. And so whilst that was like all going, I then cooked some pasta as well. As you can see, this sauce reduces so much and it gets really nice and creamy. And then I added in the cooked pasta once it was done, as well as some peas and some spinach, which I just love adding peas and spinach to pasta dishes because they're very nutritious and delish and just easy to add in as well. And so this was my early dinner. I was having a bit of a morning to myself, and I really felt like making some pancakes. I've been like really into making pancakes lately, but I'm not like the best at it, as we can probably tell. But these ones were an oat flour and banana pancake. They were really delish. I just like serving mine with some fresh fruit, whatever I have on hand, and a little bit of maple syrup. And yeah, this was a really nice way to start the day. A very self-love kind of morning when I take the time to make myself some pancakes. Then for lunch, I decided to make myself a potato salad. I'm really like into really hearty kind of salads lately. So I started by cutting up some potatoes, and then I put some oil as well as some veggie stock powder, onion powder and garlic powder into a bowl and mixed it together. As you know, I really like mixing like the oil with the spices before I add in any veggies or anything like that. So that's what I did, tossed it together, and then I also added in some breadcrumbs. We're going to put this into the air fryer and get these potatoes nice and crispy. And then this salad is just like super simple. It's just some greens, cucumber, the crispy potatoes. I then made a tahini lemon dressing, which I poured over the top, and I also added on some hemp seeds, and I just tossed this together. It ain't that pretty, but it's delish. And then for dinner, we went to a friend's house for dinner and had these delicious tofu and veggie skewers on the barbecue, which were so good. They had zucchini and capsicum and red onion on them as well, and we threaded them all together. You know, I love the social aspect of food, so that was really nice to do, and then cook them all up together and all of that kind of stuff. And then we served these with a coriander, coconut yogurt, some rice and some salad. Good morning. I'm having my iced cacao this morning on homemade vanilla cashew milk. and it tastes very delish. I think I mentioned a few videos ago I'm getting back into making my own milk, which you may have remembered I was really in an era. I was really having a moment with this a few years back, and I'm getting back into it at the moment. And the thing that has me back into making homemade milk is an appliance called the Milky Plant, which makes plant-based milk in under 3 minutes, and you don't have to use a nut milk bag. So far I've made almond milk, cashew milk, macadamia milk, and hemp seed milk, and you can also like blend them together as well and use different ingredients. And I've loved them all so much. They have been super creamy and delicious, and honestly I've just been impressed with how easy this is to use, and also to clean. It has a self-cleaning function, which is definitely a win in my eyes. One of the many pros about making milk at home is the reduction in waste, but something else that I love so much is also the creativity that it sort of creates. You're able to do different blends and things like that, and like for example this morning I made cashew milk with vanilla and maple, and it is super delish. And you can also easily use the leftover pulp in baking and granola and things like that as well, which is fun to be creative with too. If you're interested in checking out the Milky Plant, I'll leave it linked down in the description box. I've been genuinely loving using it so much and getting back into my homemade milk era. And for now I'm going to enjoy my cacao and then get into making a hearty breakfast. If you're relatively new to my YouTube channel, you might think that I eat a lot of tofu, and the truth is I do eat a lot of tofu, but it's actually kind of crazy because I used to hate tofu so much until I learned how to cook it. And tofu scramble was kind of like the thing that I started with, because I learned how to make a really good tofu scramble and now I eat it every single week. This is super delish, packed full of flavor, and I put some kale through this morning as well to make it even more nutritious. Then for lunch, I'm back on the salad grind. I'm really having a salad moment this week, it seems, but I was trying to recreate a salad that I had had when I went to like a pub and they had a vegan salad, and I wasn't expecting much, but it was actually really delicious, and it was sweet potato and broccoli as the base. So once again, I mixed some oil with spices beforehand and then added in the broccoli and sweet potato and tossed it to coat it well. And then I put this into the oven to roast. I then put some rocket followed by the broccoli and the sweet potato, which I'd roasted, as well as this creamy like mayonnaise mustard dressing and some hemp seeds. Once again, literally so simple. And I also had it with an orange soda whilst I spent the afternoon working, and it was absolutely lovely. I don't know if I'm just being a baby about the cold tonight, but I just feel freezing. I also have no idea what I want to cook for dinner, if I'm honest. I'm thinking about making a lasagna, but I have been staring at my pantry for like half an hour and I just have no idea what I feel like. What are we gonna do? I honestly actually feel like baking right now, but I'm like, I probably shouldn't do that because then dinner's gonna end up being super late. But like, I would love nothing more than to make this chocolate banana bread that I want to make. Like if I could just have chocolate banana bread for dinner right now, that would be ideal. But I'm hungry now, and banana bread's gonna take a while. Anyway, if I don't have lentils, I'm not making lasagna. I don't have any lentils, so I think my lasagna idea is off the table right now. Definitely having a snack right now. A little protein ball. Don't mind if I do. Oh my god, I feel so chaotic right now. Oh my god. Oh, do I want to make a chickpea curry right now? I wish someone could just tell me what to do right now. Yeah. Okay, I've decided I'm gonna make my chickpea pumpkin peanut curry, which has been on rotation for months now. It's like one of my favorite curries to make. I put peanut butter in it and it just makes it like extra creamy because I've also got coconut milk in it.
Tell us what, baby.
So yeah, I'm just gonna make my favorite curry basically. I always use a massaman curry paste as the base and it makes it super yummy as well. I ducked out to run some errands, and when I came home my boyfriend was making us breakfast. We love slow mornings, making a really delicious breakfast together. It's like I would say one of the favorite things for us to do. And so yeah, he was preparing a tofu scramble, and on to the sourdough we also had some avocado, some tomato and some red onion, which is like a classic us breakfast, and it was a very, very lovely way to start the day. Then when it came to making lunch, I just decided to make myself a quick noodle dish. So I just put some tofu as well as some green veggies and some carrot into a frying pan, and I fried it up in a little bit of oil and salt and pepper. Then I added in some soy sauce and continued mixing that and allowed it to soak up that flavor. I also cooked some ramen noodles, which are my favorite noodles to have in a stir fry, and I put those in with everything. Added in some teriyaki sauce. This is one of my favorite simple meals to make, just like whatever veg I have on hand, a source of plant-based protein, teriyaki sauce and noodles is all I need. This was really, really delish. I loved it very, very much. Then when it came to dinner time, I decided to prep myself an early dinner because I was heading out and I just wanted to have something ready to go. And so I decided to make a couscous salad. Oh my god, I'm literally having a moment right now where I'm realizing how much salad I ate. I prepped some couscous as per the packet instructions, and then I also prepped some red onion and some lemon. I added in some mixed greens as well as some chickpeas, the diced red onion and some lemon juice. I also added on some sun-dried tomatoes and some vegan feta, and then I tossed this all together. Once again, this is a really quick and easy salad to make that also keeps you really nice and full, which is obviously super important. The next morning, my boyfriend and I went out with our friend to brunch, and this is one of my favorite cafes of all time. I had a hot chocolate with some vegan marshmallows, and then I also had avocado toast with vegan cream cheese and a vegan egg. I'm not super into the mock kind of products, but when I go to a cafe and they have a vegan egg on the menu, I make sure to try it. My friend also had their tofu scramble, which looked super delish, and my boyfriend had the vegan eggs Benny, I'm pretty sure is what it was. It was super good. Then when it was time for lunch, I just wanted to make something simple, so I made a pesto pasta because I had some vegan pesto, store-bought vegan pesto in the fridge, and so I just watered that down, and then I also cooked some pasta as well as some green peas, because as I've mentioned, I like just adding green peas into my pasta dish. I find it to be a great easy source of nutrients, which we love. So I continued mixing that all together, and then I also added in some sun-dried tomatoes. Does anyone remember my sun-dried tomato era where I was eating them like every single day? It could be coming back. I added in some spinach with the pasta as well, and then I continued mixing this until the spinach started to wilt, and then yeah, transferred this into a bowl, and it was a really simple, delicious lunch. Loved it so much. Then I decided to make the double chocolate banana bread that I had been craving making all week. I love baking and I haven't been doing it as much as I would like to recently, so I'm really going to try and get back into my baking era. But yeah, this double chocolate banana bread was really, really easy to make, and it was super delicious. A few friends tried it and they all said it was super yum, so I'll leave a link down below if you do want to try it out at home. As you can see, the batter is so decadent, and I just love choc banana. Like, I just feel like they are a flavor combo made in heaven. I mean, I feel like that happens with chocolate and a lot of things. But anyway, as you can see, it is looking super, super delish, and so I sliced this up and I enjoyed a piece of this banana bread as a little afternoon treat, and then I got to enjoy it throughout the rest of the week as well. For dinner, I decided to make a teriyaki tempeh rice bowl. Once again, this is like a really simple meal, and I've really been leaning into simplicity lately because life has been super, super busy. So I coated this tempeh in some soy sauce, some oil, as well as some teriyaki sauce, allowed it to marinate for a few minutes, and then transferred it into a frying pan and left it to fry up, just making sure to toss it so it doesn't stick, every few minutes sort of thing. And then I served it in a bowl with some rice, which I just mixed with some sesame oil as well as some rice wine vinegar. I just find it adds that little bit of extra flavor and moisture, which I really, really enjoy. Then I added on the teriyaki tempeh as well as some fresh cucumber, some avocado, and some vegan mayo on top. So simple, but so delish. Definitely recommend giving this a go. Then the next morning, I was on a very early sunrise flight to head down to Melbourne to celebrate one of my oldest friends' 30th birthdays. But my first stop was to my mum's house, where I had some English muffins for breakfast with some vegan butter and some Vegemite. So nostalgic and such like a comforting home kind of breakfast. I can't even explain it, but yeah, that is what I had for breakfast. Then I got ready and I headed to the birthday, and it was a fully vegan event, which was so good because I ate really good. There is the gorgeous birthday girly and Miss Reedy getting on the wines. So we ate really well at this event. There was a whole lot of crispy cauliflower, which was super yum. There was also rice paper rolls. As well as that, there was some samosas. There was a whole bunch of other things which I also didn't film. And then there was a vegan cake, which is one of the best parts of going to a vegan's birthday, and it was a rainbow inside, which made it even better, and I enjoyed this very much so, and so did Cara. It was a really fun birthday and a great way to celebrate. Afterwards, we went to my favorite vegan frozen yogurt store in Melbourne. I'm obsessed with this place. Every time I go to Melbourne, I have to go at least once because yeah, everything is vegan, all the toppings are vegan, and it's delish. I'll leave a link down below if you head to Melbourne. It's one of the top places I would recommend visiting. After that, I went to visit my brother and his partner and their 2 cats they recently adopted, who I was so excited to be meeting for the first time. They're both so sweet. Such sweet angels, and I thought this was so cute. My mum with one of the kittens, oh my goodness. Anyway, we also ordered some takeaway, and I ordered some vegan enchiladas, and to be honest, like, they weren't very good, but sometimes that happens. However, the next morning my mum and I went out for brunch at this, I think it's fully vegan cafe, and there was so many delicious things to choose from. However, I can never go past the one thing that I get when I'm there, which is, well, first of all, you know that I have a hot chocolate or a hot cacao pretty much everywhere I go, but in terms of what I decided to have to eat, I had this BLT, which is like a tempeh bacon one, which was so good. My mum got the vegan big brekkie, which looked ridiculously good, and yeah, my sandwich was super yummy. Loved it so much. Afterwards, I convinced my mum to take me to the frozen yogurt store again that I love so much. So I got some chocolate hazelnut frozen yogurt as well as some strawberry frozen yogurt and put lots of delicious things on top, and it was a nice little afternoon hangout with my mum, which was really nice, and a very quick trip to Melbourne because then I headed home. And that brings us to the end of this what I eat in a week video. I hope you enjoyed and got some delicious vegan meal ideas to try out at home. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching today's video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it so much. I will be back next week with another video, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.